Hi, I'm Christina Daves, the best-selling author of PR for Anyone, 100 plus affordable ways to easily create buzz for your business. Welcome to this edition of Experts Corner. I am so excited. Today we have the features editor of Parade magazine. Guys, this is the #2 published magazine in the country in terms of circulation numbers. And we have MB Roberts with us today, who's going to share with you PR tips. MB, not only is she the features editor, she's written 17 books. She's written articles for every major magazine and newspaper you can think of. And she's coming here today to tell you how to pitch the media. All right, so welcome, MB. I'm so excited to have you here with us today. Let's start by telling people, what is Parade Magazine? And, it's much bigger than I think we all think it is. So you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Oh, sure. Well, Parade's been around for 75 years. As a matter of fact, next year we're celebrating our 75th anniversary in a big way. And it's the longtime famous Sunday insert in Sunday newspapers across the country. We're in, I believe, 700 papers nationwide, and we have a readership of 22 million, actually circulation of 22 million and readership of 54 million.
Amazing.
So it's got an incredible history over the years. We've had amazing writers, everybody from Carl Sagan and David Halberstam to our current stable. We have covered everything, very famous moments in history.
Yeah, and it's really important to note too that Parade is like the #2 circulated publication in the country.
So in the U.S., yes.
Yeah, so next to AARP, you guys are it. So
Yep.
If we can get somebody in your magazine, if they can get themselves in, that would just be amazing for their business.
Yeah, it's a very cool opportunity. Yes.
So tell us, what kinds of things do you look for in Parade? Is it products? Do you want experts who can source stories? Are you looking for freelancers? What makes up Parade?
Well, what makes up Parade is a combination.
Whoop.
Things that are new, TV shows that are coming up, movies that are coming up, trends people are talking about. This summer we did a big feature on coloring books, adult coloring books, because that's
fun.
just been a big trend, and we try to stay a bit ahead of the curve. But really, for someone who's pitching Parade, a business or someone with a story idea, it's not just about this movie star or this movie or this book. We're always looking for an interesting hook, like what new facet of that can we feature to our readers? What package are we putting together? Entertainment, fun, and service as well. So we're definitely looking for new things, Americana, things that people are talking about, things that are important to Americans.
So one of the things that I educate people about is editorial calendars. Obviously that's an advertising tool, but it can also help people, oh gosh, they're going to be talking about that in 4 months or 2 months. So can you talk a little bit about, obviously you're a weekly, so what is your lead time, and do you have editorial calendars?
Yes, we definitely have an editorial calendar. Our lead time is 6 weeks out. We close several weeks ahead of printing an issue, but we plan very far ahead. 3 to 6 months to even a year ahead. We have annual issues. We have some franchises like What People Earn is really popular. That's been around for years, where we feature all kinds of different jobs and what people earn. We do a giving issue at Christmas time, a little before Christmas, a lot about philanthropy and then gifts as well. And we have a What People Eat. People love that. And that's always examining trends, and these things come up every year. And then obviously holidays, or Mother's Day, back to school, the new year. Last year we did a great partnership with the Today Show, talking about reinventing yourself in the new year and just things that people are looking at during certain seasons. That's really our editorial calendar. based on the seasons and holidays and things that are important to people at certain times of the year.
So how early should people pitch those kinds of things? I know like magazine gift guides, I tell people they close, at the end of June. People are thinking, I can't even think about the holidays in summer. But how about you guys? How early do you want to see, if you close 6 weeks out, is it 2 months? Is it 3 months?
Yeah, it's the earlier the better. I mean, really, six, that sounds crazy to say you're
Yeah.
pitching Christmas ideas in June, but it's never too early. And we all, if we get a pitch, we hold on to it. That's something that we like. And if we're not looking at it that week, we will save it to look at soon. So I would say it's never too early. Certainly 1 or 2 months out is almost always too late. There are some exceptions for something really fantastic or newsworthy or
Right.
breaking, but really 3 to 6 months is a really good idea for books that are coming out, for products, for any kind of pitch. To get ahead of our calendars is just really increases your chance for success.
And you said something that brought something to mind with me. I had pitched a magazine a year in advance, and I never heard back. And the following year, I got an email that said, hey, you sent this in last year. It wasn't a fit for that time period. We'd love to include you now. Are you still in business? Can you send pictures? So you guys have a file that you keep, maybe
Absolutely.
a not now file?
Absolutely, and it's such good manners for us to get back to people and say, "Hey, we're holding on to this." That would be my goal, but it's very difficult. We get so many. I know people hear that all the time and get tired of hearing that, but we absolutely hold on to things. So
I tell people it's not necessarily a no. It could just be a not now. So don't get discouraged.
Exactly.
So tell people, how do you like to be pitched? What do you like to see in an email? What do you like to see in a subject line? What's the best way to grab your attention?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Email is essential to introduce yourself. Short as possible.
Yes.
Go ahead and attach some things. Your body of your email should be short and to the point. Dates are really important, especially things like I don't want to have to dig. When is a book coming out? Is it out already? Is it coming out in 6 months? The first thing I look at is dates of things,
Okay.
and that's how I file. So if you can help think of a great angle, or PR people are so great at this. Just providing great, we have a Q&A already done that I could show you. This person's available for an interview during this time. And you can go ahead and put attachments for longer pieces. But a nice short email is just really, really appreciated, right to the point.
Great. And I know you do a lot with books for Parade, and there are a lot of authors that watch these videos. So can you give some tips? I know people are concerned, when they self-publish a book, can they get in a publication like Parade? And, what are you looking for in books? And again, same thing, what are you looking for in a book pitch?
Sure. Well, regarding self-published books, I know there's so many more people doing that these days. Not to say no, but it's hard. It's challenging for a self-published author to get into the magazine, and unless the person is perhaps an expert on something and can be part of a larger story, that would really, really increase your chances. The bigger publishing companies just there's just a lot more follow through with an individual. It's so hard. It's like they have to do all the work themselves and keep in touch with you. But like what I'm looking for in a book pitch is just really what's so interesting about this book. Not just this is great piece of fiction, but a PR person or an author can help by saying, this is a trend right now. We did featured Gretchen Rubin's book on habit change a couple of months ago, and it was more than just, here's a best-selling author's new book. It's a whole story about habits and happiness, and we had some other elements. So just try to think of, besides this is my great new book, what can that go with? What trend or interesting, fun other things can we package that with? That'll really help.
And I share that as well, just trying to get any publicity. If there's something going on that you can talk about, that you have this book as your backup, as your support, your expertise, it's definitely helpful. It shows you as the expert for, obviously like the habit person.
Exactly. It's even if your book's been out for a while, or again, if you've self-published it, if
Right.
you can show that you have these credentials, that you may be featured as an expert in a story or quoted, or it's a really great opportunity.
Awesome. Now, what about products? Do you guys ever, I mean, you talked a little bit about the gift guide. Some publications have regular gift guides. Do you guys do things like that?
We do, and if you think of just holidays like Valentine's or Mother's
Hmm.
Day, or definitely Christmas holidays around that time, we do gift guides, and it's just send it in, and once again, just kind of show what's new and different about your product, and we keep them on file, and we have a section in the front of the magazine called Picks,
Uh-huh.
and it's cool things that are happening, products, movies, all kinds of things. That's a great section to try to get something into. So,
Is
yep,
that every
send them
week?
on.
That's
That is every week. Yep, that's
okay.
every week.
Okay. And one final question. So when you get pitched by email, do you want a follow-up email? Do you, I tell people don't beat a dead horse. If you send it in and you haven't heard back, don't keep sending that same pitch over and over again. But can they pick up the phone and call you? What do you guys like there?
Sure. There's follow up is great, and that's very helpful. You can't overdo it. You can't.
I've heard stories.
It can
Yeah.
it can be overdone. We kind of chuckle in the office. It's not helpful to resend the exact same thing,
Right.
to email every day or every week. Any progress, any progress. I'd say send one in, check back in 2 or 3 weeks, and then again, maybe the following month. Certainly, if an editor says, "Oh, I'm considering this for X,"
Right.
feel free to follow up. But and a phone call's okay. People are so bad about taking phone calls these days. I wouldn't overdo that either.
Right.
Editors have caller ID.
Yeah, that's true.
And I wouldn't overdo that. But there's no problem with following up with a phone call. Certainly not.
See, that's so because I think people are so they're afraid of you, MB. They
Oh
just
no! Don't
but
don't say that.
they think the media is just this elite group that they can't touch and they can't get near. And I try to tell people, you have a busy job. We can tell, we've rescheduled this interview. I don't know how many times. I get you're on deadlines and it's crazy, but if somebody's giving you a great story that's a perfect fit for your publication, you want to hear about it.
Oh, for sure. And like we do not consider publicists the enemy. We
Yeah,
love that. We love great publicists who come to us with awesome ideas that we couldn't have dug up on our own. That we definitely see you as allies, and it's just understanding that we get a little overwhelmed. We're
right.
not anything to be afraid of. It's just the scary thing is a inbox with 50 unread emails. That's scary.
Right. But that's
And
why I say make that subject line something that's really catchy that you'll think, oh, this might really work. It at least gets you to open the email. And then I tell people, keep it short, let them scan it quickly and say, yay or nay. And at least that gets your foot in the door if you've got a good idea.
And it's really great to understand the publication. That sounds really obvious, but to look at it, if you don't get Parade, to call or email or call someone, get some copies, and really have a look, and then you can really understand what will help us. And our company has sister publications. We have Athlon's Sports Monthly. It's a monthly sports magazine distributed in newspapers. We have Spry Living. It's a women's health and
Yeah.
fitness. We have American Profiles Community Table, which is a family food, very Americana kind of magazine. And if you could have a look at these, my colleague at Spry will get pitches for very, very young kids, and that's not their
Right.
audience. Their audience is women 40 and up, and that's just wastes everybody's time. So have a look and figure out what we might need, and that's so helpful to us.
And I'm sure it's on your website. I actually haven't looked, but I know most publications have a demographic sheet in their media kit. Right, look at it and see. You just said it's 40 and above. I've interviewed so many journalists who have had that exact complaint. I was just on Bloomberg, and that's what they said. They said, we get these pitches that are crazy. You know, this is nothing that we cover. So if you want to build a relationship with a journalist, you know, make sure you're sending them things. And I always say, be a good source as well. You know, of course, I'd love to be in Parade, but I might have other resources for you that I can send you. And then if something does come up where I would be a fit, you might remember, oh, Christina, you know, she sent me all these great ideas, and now there's a fit for her. So let's see if, you know, she's available or there's a fit with that interview.
Oh, absolutely. It's just keeping in touch and not so much, oh, here's my client I want in your magazine right now,
Right.
but letting us know all the people you might know or be connected to, and we'll connect at some point, you know,
Yeah.
if you keep in touch like that and help each other.
Well, that is awesome. These tips have been absolutely amazing. There are so many people out there, you know, trying to learn how to do this, and, you know, they can't afford big PR firms and they can't afford tons of advertising. So all of these tips are amazing. So thank you so much for your time.
I hope it was helpful.
It was wonderful. Thank
Thank you. So great to talk to you.
You too. Take care.